everyone, myself Henasha, Assistant Professor at LG Institutes of Engineering and Technology. So today we are going to discuss a most important topic of Laplace transforms, that is convolution theorem. So the statement is, if Laplace inverse of f1 of s is equals to f1t and Laplace inverse of f2 of s is equals to f2t, then f1 star f2, so this is the notation of convolution, equals to Laplace inverse of f1s into f2s is equals to integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du, right? So now let us start with the proof. So let us begin with f1 into f2 of s, that is equals to Laplace of f1 of t into Laplace of f2 of t. Now let us use the definition in these two. So we can write it as integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus su f1 of u du, because there are two functions we are writing u and v, right? And integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus sv f2 of v dv. Now let us simplify this, so it can be written as double integration from 0 to infinity e raised to minus s common from these two into u plus v f1 of u into f2 of v du dv. Now what we will do is firstly integrate with v. So let us put this constant, that is f1 of u outside, integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus s u plus v f2 of v dv du. Firstly we are integrating with v only, keeping u as constant, right? Now in order to get t minus u, here you can see we have f2 of t minus u. What we will do is we will assume our u plus v as t, right? So our dv will be what? Dt, okay? So now let us change the limits also. So when v is 0, you can see t will be equals to u, and when v is infinity, t is equals to infinity, and from this you can see that v is equals to what? T minus u, right? So let us put all these values in this bracket only. So on putting the values, we will have f1s into f2 of s is equals to integration 0 to infinity f1 of u integration, now put the new limits here, u to infinity e raised to minus st f2 of t minus u dt du, right? Now let us bring this inside. So finally we will have double integration 0 to infinity u to infinity e raised to minus st f1 u into f2 of t minus u dt du, right? But in the proof what we want, du dt, right? So we will change the order of integration. Firstly let us write the old limits from this. So the old limits of t, right, is t is equals to u to t is equals to infinity, and the limits of u are from 0 to infinity. So let us draw the graph. So this is the line u is equals to t, right? Now you can draw one horizontal strip looking at the limits, right? U to infinity, you can see that blue line is the horizontal strip of old limits, fine. Now let us change the order of integration by considering this vertical strip. So our new limits of t will be from 0 to infinity, and new limits of u will be from 0 to u is equals to t, right? So let us change the order of integration and put the new limits. So it will be integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus st integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du dt. Here you can see we have changed the order of integration. Now we know Laplace of f of t, that is our definition, it is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus st f of t dt. So whenever we have f over here, we write it as Laplace of f of t. So here we have this whole integration term. So this term is equals to what? Laplace of integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du, right? Now take this L on this side, so we will have Laplace inverse of f1 of s into f2 of s, or we can write f1 star f2, that is equals to integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du. This is a very important theorem and its proof is also very important, which you have to remember. Okay, so now let us understand this using examples. So the first example is we have to find 1 star 1. So we are given f1 star f2. So from this we can write f1 of t as what? 1, and f2 of t as what? 1, right? Now in convolution theorem we know f1 star f2 is equals to what? Integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du. So here we have to replace t by u, so it will be 1 because it is constant, and in f2 we have to replace by t minus u, so it will be 1. Now put both these values, so it will be 1 into 1, that is 1 du. Integrate, so it will be u from 0 to t. Put the limits, so answer will be what? T. So the answer of 1 star 1 using convolution theorem is what? T, right? Now let us move on to our next example. So we have to find Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus a square whole square using convolution theorem, right? So firstly, the given question is in the form of Laplace inverse of f1 of s into f2 of s, right? So from this we can write our f1 of s as 1 upon s square plus a square, and f2 of s as what? 1 upon s square plus a square. Both are same. Now let us find the inverse, because we want small f1, right, of t. So we have to find inverse of this. So we know that Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus a square using the formula, it is 1 upon a sin at. And f2 of t, that is we have to find the inverse of this, it will be equals to 1 upon a sin at. Both are same. Now in order to apply convolution theorem, we have to put u in f1 and t minus u in f2 and then integrate. So here it will be 1 upon a sin au, and here it will be 1 upon a sin a t minus u. Okay, so now let us put all these values in our formula, that is Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus a square whole square will be equals to integration 0 to t f1 of u into f2 of t minus u du. In both we had 1 upon a, which is constant, so take that outside. 1 upon a square integration 0 to t sin au into sin a t minus u du. Now we have sin into sin, so we have to multiply and divide by 2 and apply formula 2ss, that is minus c plus c. Okay, so let us apply that. So 1 upon 2 a square will remain as it is, integration also will remain as it is, and here what we will get? Minus cos au plus at minus au, adding these two. Now plus cos au minus, now we have to subtract this, so minus at plus au. So finally what we are getting? 1 upon 2a square integration 0 to t minus cos au plus cos, what we are getting? Here it will come t, right? And now we will get 2au minus at and du. Now we have to just integrate this, right, with respect to u. So our t is constant, right? So 1 upon 2a square. So from the first term, minus cos at will remain constant and integration of 1 will be u, and your limits are 0 to t. Now plus integration of cos 2au minus at will be what? Sin 2au minus at upon, bring this constant in the denominator 2a, and your limits are what? 0 to t. Now let us just put the limits. So 1 upon 2a square. Now if you put here t and 0, what will remain? Only t. So here it will come minus t cos at. Plus, now put t in place of u, right? So if I put t in place of u, here it will be sin 2at minus at. So only sin at upon 2a will remain. Now minus put the lower limit. So if I put the lower limit as 0 in place of u, I will get sine minus 80 upon 2a. But we know that sine is an odd function, so minus will come outside. So this can be written as what? Minus sine 80. So minus minus plus. So what we'll get finally? 1 upon 2a square minus t cos 80 plus. This will come 2 times. So what can we write finally? Sine 80 upon a. So this is a final answer, right? Let us move on to our next example. We have to find inverse Laplace transform of 1 upon s into s square plus 4 using convolution theorem, right? This also you can solve using method of partial fraction, right? But in this question compulsory I will solve using convolution theorem. Again our example is in the form of f1 of s into f2 of s. So let us write our f1 of s and f2 of s. Always choose our f2 of s where the term is easier, right? So I will suppose it as 1 upon s, because we know the Laplace inverse of 1 upon s will be what? 1, right? And our f1 of s will be 1 upon s square plus 4. Okay, so f1 of t inverse of this will be 1 upon 2 sine 2t. Done. Now in one we have to put u, and in other term I have to put t minus u, right? Why I have assumed f of 2 of s as 1 upon s? Because here if I put t minus u it will remain 1 only, right? So choose f2 of s very carefully. Now f1 of u will be 1 upon 2 sine 2u. Done. Now let us use our formula. So Laplace inverse of 1 upon s into s square plus 4 will be equals to integration 0 to t f1 of u f2 of t minus u du. Fine. So we will have integration 0 to t, 1 upon 2 can be written outside, sine 2u du, because this is 1. So on integration we will get 1 upon 2. Integration of sine is minus cos 2u upon 2 and the limits are 0 to t. Take out this minus 1 upon 2 outside, so minus 1 upon 4. Now put the upper limit, so we will have cos 2t and minus. Now put u as 0, so cos 0 is 1. So final answer is minus 1 upon 4 cos 2t minus 1. Okay. So I hope you have understood the most important topic, that is convolution theorem. Thank you for watching.